Hello, my friend. Welcome to Silent Sales Machine Radio, the podcast that features hundreds of incredible success stories from real people who've used the ideas we teach on this show to build incredible businesses. And today's no exception. I'm going to have a guy coming on here in just a moment. Actually, he presented as one of the 50 sessions at our recent conference where hundreds of people who listened to this show gathered in Orlando, Florida at our conference. It was incredible. You're going to be hearing more about it, but he was one of the presenters. His name's Ryan. He's going to be running our Amazon to Amazon training course that's about to launch. So maybe I should give you that link right out of the gate. Then I'll give you more information about Ryan and we'll get into the audio. That link to go see what I'm talking about is provenamazoncourse.com/A2A. Just those three digits, the letter A, the number 2, and the letter A, as in Amazon to Amazon flips. That's right. You can buy stuff on Amazon and flip it right back on Amazon. And if that sounds crazy, Ryan's about to share his story of how he did $1 million as a proven Amazon course student his first year. And he's become our expert at Amazon to Amazon. Now, he sold a lot more than just $1 million, but that was just his Amazon to Amazon flips. Buying on Amazon, flipping it right back on Amazon at ridiculous profits. He's going to teach us exactly how he does it in this audio, at least one of the strategies that he uses. If you want all the strategies, get over to provenamazoncourse.com/A2A. I'm talking about Ryan Otwell. He gave a great presentation at the conference. I'm going to give you the first half hour or so of his talk, which is going to be very useful for you to get a feel for what's involved. He's engaging, he's entertaining, he's very authentic, and I love his purpose, his mission. I think you're just really going to enjoy spending some time with one of the great speakers and leaders from our community who's really emerged just in the past couple of years. Just a guy who came to the event, he paid attention, he got the Proven Amazon course, he got into coaching. Now he's a leader in our community because he's produced results and he has a teacher's heart. That's the prerequisite you hear me talk about all the time. So we'll get into that content here in just a moment. One other thing I want to let you know about, I already mentioned the conference. You're going to be hearing us talking a lot about what we learned. I'm going to be interviewing some of the leaders and sharing some of the presentations from this conference. It's going to be a theme the next few weeks because it was an incredible event. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time right now diving into it. Today is about Amazon to Amazon flips and hearing from Ryan. But I just have to say that there's a reason that this event and this community have been voted the best in the industry. It was a high impact, incredible energy, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Energizing. A whole lot of creative solutions and ideas emerged. I found myself far more energized post-event than I ever have been. Although I ended up getting sick, which I never get sick. Crazy. I get this crazy flu thing from Orlando. 103 fever for a couple days, which never happens to me, but it did. Still getting my voice back. And I'm not using my normal recording equipment just yet, still settling in. The event kind of rocked our worlds a little bit just because there's so many cool things happening and I'm playing catch up. So please forgive the slightly different audio quality. I'm just recording this straight on my iPhone as the intro because I really want to get this episode out to you along with so many other episodes that we now have in mind. So many great success story guests who were at the event. So many of the 50 presentations that are just ready to be dropped as podcast episodes so you can get the next best thing to be in there. And one other thing too, keep an eye out for this. So we'll get into the content in just a minute. But you want to look out for this audio that's coming soon, this opportunity to get the audios from the event. Like I said, we had 50 sessions. We recorded them all professionally. You're about to hear part of one of them, the majority of one of them, I should say. We're going to give you a special deal very soon. Keep an eye on the website, theprovenconference.com. We'll have announcements soon about next year's event, the 2026 event, as well as details on how you can get the full videos and audios and experience the recordings of this incredible event if you weren't able to make it. We had about 1,500 people in the private Facebook group for this event. That's the live stream viewers and the attendees. It was amazing. All right, enough about that. Let's get into Amazon to Amazon flips There is so much opportunity here. You're going to love hanging out with Ryan Otwell. And then don't forget, get over to provenamazoncourse.com/A2A, as in Amazon to Amazon, to get in on the new course that's launching. There's huge discounts if you're a coaching student or a proven Amazon course student already. Look for that as well. So without any further announcements needed, let's jump over right now and hang out with Ryan Otwell in the main conference center from our recent Proven conference. Enjoy.
How y'all doing today? Somebody want to go ahead and close the door back there? We'll get started. We'll give them a couple minutes back there. They're switching some wires around. So while we're waiting on that, who here has done A2A? Has anybody in here done it? I see a few hands and I see some very bright lights. I was warned about that, so Chris even started. Cool, man. So are we good to go on the slides, or we need a couple minutes? Cool. So I know what everybody's in here is thinking. You see me up here, I got this beard and this weird hair, and you're thinking, hey, wasn't that guy in The Chosen? I think I saw him. Like, I came here to learn about Amazon, and Jim then tricked me into hearing a sermon from the Amazon apostle. Like, what is going on in here? But no, if you know a casting call is coming up, let me know. I could probably get a part. But I am an e-com seller. I've been selling on Amazon for over 2 years, and we broke $1 million last year, and full-time e-commerce. Husband, father, freedom seeker. We're a homeschool family. These are my little munchkins down here, and they're awesome mama. Our guiding principles are faith, family, and freedom, and we try to make all of our life decisions through that lens. We try to ask ourselves, is this choice going to enhance those principles in our life, or is this choice going to subtract from those principles in our life? We don't always get that right, but we try. That's how we try to lean and live our lives. So I'll run through this really quick. I just wanted to share some pictures with you of some things we've gotten to do just this year. Just this year, we took a family vacation to a nice resort in Clearwater Beach. Me and my wife had a romantic getaway weekend without children in Sarasota. We went to Legoland on a Tuesday. I went to the Philippines, and I was gone for Valentine's Day. I sent my wife and her friend to Andre Bocelli. If you're gonna be gone for Valentine's Day, you better do something special. Took her dad to see the manatees in Crystal River. Went to Legends Conference in St. Louis, spent a few days there, went hiking at Garden of the Gods, hiking at Providence Canyon, hiking in North Alabama. We went to see a matinee. This was Minecraft, the day it released. Nobody was there. We went to Flying Squirrel on a Tuesday. Nobody was there. I got to have a relationship with my grandmother. She passed away this year, and my kids got to see her. They got to spend time with her before she passed. They got to spend time with her when she was still in good shape. I got to be with my granddad in the hospital a couple times because we've built a flexible life now. Like, this business is not easy. It's actually pretty hard. There's probably a million ways to make $1 million, but this business does offer flexibility. But you got to put in a lot of work to make it happen. We are going to be taking a trip to Hungary this summer. I priced out this hotel because there's 4 of us. They make us get a suite. And hotels and plane tickets for this trip would have been $10,000. It cost us $90 to book this trip, all with credit card points from this business. So, the Philippines. I got to take a trip to the Philippines. There's some amazing Filipinos in this room, actually. I could spend 3 hours talking about this trip. Life-changing, just amazing, amazing trip that I was able to go for 2 weeks without asking permission to go. I told myself, you can go. It's okay. So I will say one thing. This guy on the top left, this is a preacher that we support over there. His name's Oscar. And Oscar was with us every single day. We were going nonstop all over the place. And he was there in the morning to pick us up. And in the evening, he was there to drop us off. And Oscar is a farmer. And before he came to get us, he was up at 3 in the morning with a flashlight on his head, working his fields. So, yeah, this business is hard, but we're clicking buttons, right? So when I'm having a hard day and I'm having a bad day, I think of people like Oscar. No, this isn't bad. Like, yeah, you're being soft, Ryan. Come on. What's Oscar doing right now? You think he's complaining? I got to meet my team members, my virtual team members. Incredible experience, very amazing. Remy and Raven, they've been working for me for quite a while. They flew up to see me while I was there. It did get a little windy. My eyes got a little sweaty. And I got to meet Carmen and her husband outside of Manila. And the guiding principles, I said, faith, family, and freedom. That's our family principles, but we're putting that culture into our business. We're trying to run the business through the same lens. And I want to extend that to my team members. I want to make sure that they don't have to compromise who they are. They can put their family first. Do they have flexibility? Are they just building my business, or are we building something for each other? I won't read this. I asked them to write me some letters about how it's been in business working together, and they wrote me some long responses that just blew me away. I would encourage you to do that and see the impact you're having on these people's lives. If you're hiring somebody overseas in somewhere like the Philippines, the impact you're having on them, you have no idea how much it means to them. It seems like it's not a lot to us, but it's life-changing for many of those people. Ed Milet has a quote, "You must sell a dream big enough that all of the dreams of everyone in your stewardship can fit inside of it." So ask yourself that. Are you just building this for yourself, and everybody who's working for you is building your dream? Is your dream big enough for them to have a place in it? So I didn't show you all those pictures to show you how awesome Ryan is. Ryan's not that awesome, he's just a guy. Those pictures get me pumped up. Like, this business is hard, but when I see that, I'm ready to go again. Let's go build some business. I want more of those pictures in my life. But what about you? Where would you put yourself? You're the director of your own movie. If you were in some pictures up here, who would be with you? Where would you be? What would you be doing? Why are you here? You're going to need something. You've got to grab onto something, because it's too easy to quit when it gets hard. It's really, really easy. There's just going to be hardship after hardship after hardship after hardship. You figure out one thing, and then there's another problem. So why are you here? Did you come to this conference for some special secret knowledge? It doesn't work like that. If it was just books and knowledge, the librarians would be the most successful people we've ever known. You got to take the action, and you got to have the right reasons, the right work ethic. That I don't care what happened, I'm going to try it again. I'm going to get back up, I'm going to try it again. A2A. In December, we did $125,000 in revenue, 45% ROI, $22,000 in gross profit. That was only from Amazon inventory. That doesn't include all of our OA stuff. It doesn't include inventory that we found via Amazon and purchased from Walmart. This was just Amazon revenue. This is what our porch looked like for several days in a row, and this was just USPS. This wasn't FedEx and UPS. So the mailman was hating us, and we probably didn't give him a good Christmas present. And it's still working, so we're still doing $40,000 to $60,000 months on Amazon inventory at 40 to 50% ROI only on Amazon inventory. What is A2A? You're just buying it from Amazon and selling it back to Amazon. Like, anybody in here try to ever explain what they do to their friends? Like, how is business? Like, what do you do? Like, I sell on Amazon. Like, so they just assume, if anybody knows what that means, they assume, like, you've got a product. What are you selling? I want to buy your product. Like, everything? I don't know. Do you need door hinges? Underwear? Like, I don't know. Try and explain this one to them. What do you do exactly? I buy stuff from Amazon, I bring it to my house, I put it in a box, and I send it to Amazon, and then people go on Amazon and they buy my stuff. Like, what? Yeah, I make money. I'm like, what? What do you do? I don't understand. That's it. Is you just buying it from Amazon and selling it on Amazon. Now, I don't think this is a business model. A2A is not a business model. This is just arbitrage. If you do wholesale, if you do OA, if you do RA, that is all arbitrage. It's all the same business model. It's just different strategies around it. If you're doing private label, maybe that's a different model. Business partnerships, brand partnerships, that's a different model. Branded bundles might be a hybrid model, but this is not a model. It's just Amazon is your supplier. So I would think of it more of just OA, but your vendor is Amazon. So we're just trying to figure out, well, what are the pitfalls and the strategies for this vendor? Now, if you are doing OA, Amazon is 40% of online retail. So why would you ignore the world's largest online retailer? Like, I do OA except from the world's largest online retailer. I'll buy from anybody except for the world's largest. Like, why would you do that? Is A2A safe? Yes, absolutely. We've seen them request Amazon order invoices for ungating. It used to be you'd need 10 products with an invoice, or if you use the Amazon invoice, you need 50. You kind of need 50 or 5,000 for everything now. Doesn't matter where you buy it from. So yes, they approve of it. They acknowledge it in IP complaints as well. If you are trying to beat an inauthentic complaint with an order ID, there's even a special place for you to put your Amazon order ID. Never sell against Amazon. Aren't you scared? Like, we never sell against Amazon. Even when you're using Keepa, you always click the button that says Amazon out of stock, right? Like, we don't want to do that. It's a death sentence. Now, if you're going to do A2A, you're going to have to just get comfortable with that. Joseph just did a talk in here. It was cool to hear. He's doing W2W now. He's having a lot of success buying from Walmart and selling back on Walmart against Walmart. Experience required. Keepa knowledge. You have to have some basic to moderate Keepa knowledge. I wouldn't say if you're like totally brand new, you should be doing this. But if you have some basic knowledge, it's enough to get started and start learning and growing. Understanding of cash flow. I think that's something with this model that is important. Any business, this is critical. You need to understand your cash flow. But with A2A, you could have a longer cash flow cycle. So some of the opportunities are really good buy and holds. And another issue you could have is you buy a bunch of stuff on Amazon and they don't ship it out for 2 to 3 weeks. And they don't charge you until they ship it out. So maybe you forgot that you've got several $1,000s worth that are going to hit your credit card statement right before it's due. So you need to have a good understanding of your cash flow, have a healthy cash flow cycle, and can click buttons. If you can click buttons, you can make internet money like Harold here. Pros, ease of purchase, that's the biggest one. If you do OA, you know how big this is because order cancellations are a pain in the butt. No discounted gift cards and authentic complaints are easier to resolve with Amazon invoices. 5% unlimited cash back. Cons, we talked about the cash flow. Multiple shipments for an order. So I could order 10 items and it could show up in 10 boxes. Like, that's a pain. But it usually comes with a slip, too, that has an ASIN on it, which is actually really nice because then it's easier to check that in. High price errors can occur. Amazon can be out of stock and still hold the buy box. We've seen that happen. So why did Amazon's price drop? This is really the main thing we want to figure out when we're doing an A2A. This is how we mitigate our risk. One of the main reasons this works is because Amazon is price matching other retailers all over the internet. They want to be known in the customer's mind as the low price leader, right? They do not want a customer to Google a product and see Amazon's price is twice as much as Walmart's price. That imprints on the customer, Walmart is cheaper. Walmart is cheaper. Next time I'm going to shop at Walmart. They want the customer to see either Amazon's cheaper or they're the same price. And they're more convenient and they're faster and they're better. So that's one of the main things that causes this to work, is they're constantly price matching. They'll price match major retailers and things you've never heard of, sites you've never heard of. Could be clearancing old stock, last of stock. When we're running out of stock, we raise our price. For whatever reason, if Amazon has a couple units left, they might just cut the price. I don't know why, but they do. Limited time deals, they're running their own promotions. They're sending out email flyers and things. They're trying to drive traffic via sales. New model released. Version 2.0 just came out. Version 1.0 is now on sale. That could be a reason. Or is it the new low price? This is just what it is. So you'll see sometimes, Why are they willing to lose money on products? Well, they know the customer is going to buy something else too, right? Especially if they need to buy more to get free shipping. So they will lose, it's called a loss leader, to get the customer in the door to put more stuff in the cart. So a lot of their products, they are not the lowest price. In fact, they're pretty highly priced if you search these products on the internet. So it could be that they've had this product that they've been overcharging for quite a long time, and their price drop is just down to a normal price now. So that might not be a good opportunity. And the only way you're going to know these things is Google. That's the only way. So take that extra step before you spend a lot of money on an order. Google it and see what's going on. It can also allow you to maybe buy it at a retailer you can stack discounts on, or to get additional discounts. If Amazon's going to let me buy 2, but Walmart's going to let me buy 100, maybe you want 100. Depends on the product. Pitfalls. So if you're sleeping, wake up and pay attention to this one. Do not use Prime benefits for resale. This is the biggest one. So you do not want to log into your Prime account and then make inventory purchases on that account. That can get your buying accounts banned. It can also get your seller account suspended. Do not use multiple accounts to get around quantity limits. We mentioned quantity limits. If they only let you buy 2, don't go log into multiple accounts and buy 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. Just try and buy them somewhere else, or that's it. You're only going to get 2. Do not return or refund bad buys. You shouldn't be doing this anyways if you're doing OA or RA. This makes it bad for all the other sellers. So just get in the habit of trying to move that inventory elsewhere. And I know this is harder. It's getting harder and harder now. If you buy a bunch of stuff and it shows up to your prep center and then you get gated before you can ship it in, it's a pain in the butt. But don't ruin your future of doing this, and don't ruin it for everybody else. Do not flip books from Amazon as new. I think this is an interesting conversation that could be had around any books. But specifically with Amazon, do not buy books and then send them back as new. If you're going to flip a book on Amazon, send it as used like new. Just this year, somebody's account got permanently suspended for this very thing, and they went through full legal review and everything, and it was a permanent suspension. Do not use discounted gift cards. I got burned on this one. Luckily, I was able to get it worked out, but I almost lost thousands of dollars on this because I didn't know this was a thing. But it is in the terms of service several places. It's in the your buying accounts. It's on the gift card terms of service. Their gift cards are not to be resold, which that's probably on every gift card. But it's not to be used for commercial purposes or for resale. And it actually has that terminology in the terms of service. Keepa deals. So last year, Abe McMahon gave a talk in this room. Was anybody here for that talk? So his talk was about wholesale, brand direct, building teams, leadership, just big picture stuff. But he mentioned A2A, and he said, it really helped us get our business going, gave us a stepping stone forward. We don't do it anymore, but helped us get going. And if you're interested, message me. I'll send you a video that I made for my VA of how to source A2A. So I think I was the only one that messaged him. And he sent me that video, and it was just a 10 or 15-minute video of him teaching a VA how to use Keepa deals. And I messaged him a little while back, and I was like, Abe, thank you for sending me that. That video has made us $100,000 profit since you sent me that. So he was kind of taken back by that and appreciative that I reached out. But there's a lesson there. Take action, right? There's a million ways to make $1 million. If you're not going to do anything, that's a guaranteed you're not going to get anything, right? So find something this weekend. You can't do everything, but find something this weekend that you can latch onto and go home and take action on. Something else on that, this is my third conference, and I'm speaking 3 times at this conference. And that's surreal to think about. And I see several people in this room that should be on this stage and I should be listening to. So it's pretty crazy to be up here. But the lesson there is what Jim says all the time, like this is a big open stage for anybody. Anybody in this room could be up here next year. Could be you, could be you, could be you. Anybody in here is capable of being up here. I'm not special. I'm just a guy that took action. So go take action, go learn something cool, go do something really cool, and then come share it with everybody. That's all you gotta do. So Keepa Deals, we're all familiar with Keepa Product Finder. The Keepa Deals tab is the easiest way to get started with A2A flips. If you don't have your Keepa settings where you can get the chart when you hover over a link, get that done. I won't tell you how to do it here, but anybody in here can help you with this. Get that set up, set it to a 1-year view. I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you, this is how you source A2A. I'm just gonna give you a way to get started. There's 1,000 ways to do it, and there's people in this room that are gonna figure out ways to do it that I've never done. So this is not the way to do it. This is enough information for you to go home and start buying stuff and start learning. So I like to set for the table view, starting out, just buy from Amazon. The drop interval, that's something you're gonna have to play with. I don't have time to go into the details of what that means here, but starting out, a 1-week interval, a 1-week interval or a 1-month interval are gonna be your best bets to get started and play with them. And they will give you different results, and there's reason for that. Your drop price percentage, 30 to 40% price drop is a good place to start. Again, I would go wider. I would like to see 20% price drops. There's reasons for that, but getting started, 40%, 30% maybe. And then your drop ranges. That's gonna kind of hone in the price range that you wanna spend money on. Maybe you don't wanna buy really cheap products. Maybe you don't wanna buy really expensive products. Honing these in for yourself will help cut off some of the stuff that you wouldn't be interested in buying. Sales rank is a tricky one. This is, I think, one of the downsides of using Keepa Deals is your rank that you put in here is gonna be for every category. And that's not a good way to search because 100,000 rank in clothes and shoes and 100,000 rank in tools means completely different things. So it might be a good idea to keep this a little wider, or if you know you want to source specific categories, then maybe you could rein that in a little bit. And then sort from newest to oldest. You can pick categories that you want to include in these searches. A lot of people don't do clothing and shoes. That is the biggest category in the catalog, so if you eliminate that, it will save you time on reviewing leads. It will also eliminate a lot of potential opportunity. If you're gonna do that, you gotta get familiar with variations. So I would encourage you to start to learn that. If you don't know variations, the only way you're gonna learn it is by spending time there, making some mistakes, spending hours and hours trying to dig through variations and learning how to do that. But there is a lot of opportunity in variations. And one of the big benefits there is, let's say you find a product and it's a good buy and there's 10 variations and they're all good buys too. It took you the same amount of time to find that lead that now you can buy 10 different ASINs on. So variations can be very powerful and a lot of people avoid them. So there's good opportunity. Sales tax certificate. This is one of the benefits of A2A. There's not a lot of online retailers that let you upload your resale certificate. Walmart's one, I know like Home Depot, Lowe's, they'll let you do it, but Amazon lets you do it as well. You can upload that certificate to your retail buying account and your business buying account. It's not only for business. So let's talk about buying accounts. I use 3 buying accounts. You may want 4. I personally use 3. I have a Prime account that is a taxed account. I use that for buying business supplies. I use that for personal purchases. And then for A2A flips, I have a non-Prime business account and a non-Prime retail account. And we'll go into why that is. The 4th account you may want is a Prime business. I use one Prime account for both. Try not to mix up your email addresses on those accounts. Let's say you use your email address for Seller Central to set up a buying account. And that buying account gets banned, shut down for whatever reason, suspected of fraud even. Well, you might have trouble logging into your Seller Central with that email. So just keep them separate. Keep it nice and clean from the beginning. Why multiple accounts? There's no consistency on Amazon. You'll learn this very quickly. On the retail side, some products you can buy that aren't available on business. Sometimes there's a sale on an item that sale is not available on business. Sometimes the business has better pricing. Sometimes it has better quantity limits. Sometimes it has buy more, save more discounts. Here's a couple examples. We can see the M&Ms are business. You go over to the retail side, and there they are. You can buy them. This is $30 on retail, $27 on a business account. The bottom here, that's a buy more, save more. So this is like bulk buying. If you buy 2, it's $6.92. If you buy 10 of them, it's $6.50. So these are some of the reasons why you're going to want to have both of those accounts. Multiple browsers. So we want to make sure we're not using our Prime account for inventory purchases. We went over why. It's super important. So it sounds like a pain in the butt. How are you going to log into this account, log out, remember to buy this, and don't use that, and blah, blah, blah. I use multiple browsers. So I use a Chrome browser, and I stay logged into my Prime account on that browser. That's what I use for just about everything. I use it for sourcing. I have my revenue calculator on that account. Just stay logged into it all the time. When I'm doing A2A flips, I then open up Safari browser. And on Safari browser, I'm logged into my buying accounts all the time, never log out of those. So it just makes it nice and clean and easy where I'm not having to switch back and forth. There's probably some other ways you could do it with profiles and stuff like that, but I found this to be the easiest way for me, and it's worked really well. Then when I'm sourcing, let's say I'm sourcing and I'm using my Chrome account with a revenue calculator on it, and I want to buy this thing. So I just copy and paste that URL into Safari, and it opens up that catalog page logged into that buying account. So really nice, really clean and simple. So we got everything set up, we got our account set up, we got our browser set up. How do we do this? You get your Keepa deals filters set, you run a search, and you're just going to hover over these titles. And as you hover over a title, you'll get your Keepa graph pop up in the corner. So over time, you're just going to want to get really fast at eliminating trash. That's how you're going to save time. It should take you 2 seconds to look at this and say, that's no good.
Okay, I'm sorry to cut it off right there. I know you were having such a great time, and there's so much more to learn about Amazon to Amazon flips. But the remainder of his content really did require a bit more of a visual explanation. And we really want you to go grab the course, right? So you can get all 50 sessions from the conference. There's going to be a link in the show notes for that. If it's not available yet, it will be soon at theprovenconference.com. You can hear the rest of his presentation. Of course, he didn't have time to explain the entire process of how you can replicate his success selling $1 million his first year at ridiculous high margins just with Amazon to Amazon flips. It requires a base understanding, as he mentioned, of the replens model, of using Keepa. So if you're brand new to selling on Amazon, you really, really need to just get the Proven Amazon course, learn the basics now, and then possibly pursue this as one of the strategies for growing an incredible business. So we cut it off right here. You got enough to know if this is a model that you're interested in or not. You can go get the full videos to get a little more info, or better yet, if you're qualified and ready to go, meaning you know how to use Keepa, you've been around a while on Amazon, you're ready to step on the gas on a new strategy that has so much low-hanging fruit, it's going to blow your mind. Well, then you're ready to go check out the Amazon to Amazon Flips course, which, as I mentioned in the introduction, is available at provenamazoncourse.com/A2A, as in Amazon to Amazon. The letter A, the number 2, the letter A. That link is in the show notes as well, of course. Hey, hope you enjoyed this episode. Like I promised you at the beginning, we've got a bunch of great episodes. They may come out a little slow because the whole team is playing catch up. One of the things that happens at these conferences with, hundreds of people there, we got a bunch of new coaching students. We got a bunch of people with ideas for projects. We got a bunch of commitments made to people who showed up. So the regular routine stuff that we do around here week to week, it starts to take a bit of a back seat, just a little bit for a week or two as we play catch up. So if we're behind a little bit on our normal routines, getting out podcast episodes, that sort of thing, you'll understand why. But we've got so much good stuff coming up for you. All right, thanks for being the best part of this community. It was an honor hanging out with you today. Thanks for being a listener to Silent Sales Machine Radio. If you could do us one little favor, if you enjoyed this show today, would you share it with someone? Would you subscribe on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you listen? Or leave us a review. We love those reviews. Thanks for listening. We'll have another great episode for you very soon. God bless you, business building warrior. We'll talk to you soon.